Hi everyone, I want to show you how to get set up in Noodletools, how to properly get those citations, and then finally how to export that. So lots of things in one video. First thing we have to do is to access Noodletools. The best way to do that is through Clever, which is an MNPS app that has all the things you can access through your MNPS email. The best way to do that is to simply click on the link that is in your Schoology or Google MNPS Clever. Once you do that, you'll click on that to log in. Click on the login. Mine will look a little different than you, so keep that in mind. Once you log into Clever, it will look like this. You want to scroll down. Once again, mine looks a little different, and you want to go to the part that says Libraries, and that is where you'll find Noodletools. You want to click on that. Now, if you have never used Noodletools before, the first time you do that, it may ask you to log in again. It may also ask you to select your school and to select your year of graduation. That's fine. Once you're logged in, you'll be at the My Project screen. Now, I have a lot of projects because I've used this a lot, but if you've never used Noodletools before, it will be blank. You then want to create a new project, and you want to title the project. I recommend using your initials, using your first initial, last name, and then like what the project is. So in this case, I'm doing art. And you'll pick your citation style. Most of the time, you're doing MLA. That's what we're doing for art. And your citation level, which most of the time you're going to be using junior. So you'll do that right there. And then you want to hit submit. It will then take you to the dashboard. This is where you will actually share the project. And the place you do that right there is in sharing. So you'll go and you will actually click on share with the project inbox. Now, it won't let me do this because it's my project inbox you're going to be doing. But if you'll start typing art and pick your class period, then you should be able to share the project with me. Then you'll hit done and it'll actually say that you're sharing it. Here is what it looks like when you share a project with me. So I can see everyone in your class, and I'll actually be able to see your citations as you add them. So this is the first part, setting up your Noodletools. The second part we're going to talk about is adding sources. Okay, so let's talk about the first type of source. So this is a source where they actually give you the citation. So the great thing about using the LibGuide and databases is that they actually give you the citation. And so you don't have to go through the process of creating it. So for example, I use Worldbook over here, and sometimes you have to look for it, but here is my article. And up here, if I click on the little wheel thing, it'll say citations. And sure enough, it actually gives me the citation. That is just very lovely. So if it gives you the citation, what you're going to do is you're going to go over here, you're going to click on the plus besides new citation. And you are on a database. And you're on this content in the database. It really doesn't matter too much what you pick because you're going to be copying and pasting a citation. So you want to click on that. And you just scroll down here where it says, you know, that it gives you a place to actually put that. And you will, I always go through and just make sure that it does match up. I hit save. And then it adds in my citation. So that is the first type. Your second type of citation style is actually Gale Student Resources and Context. This is very cool. You'll be able to export your citation into Noodletools. So how does that look? So over here, I'm in Gale. I have an article I found in Gale Student Resources and Context. I want to use this article. And you notice up here it says Cite. So I'm going to click on that. And notice it says Export to Noodletools. So I click on that. And I make sure it looks right, and it does. And then you want to make sure it says that you're logged in got to be logged into Noodletools and that you're in the right project. And then you hit import references. I can go back over here to my Noodletools and I can refresh it. And I'll notice that my new citation has appeared. Okay, so here's the hard part. How about if you find a source through Google, and that means you have to create the citation yourself. So I have found a New York Times article. I've evaluated it. I've decided it's a high quality source. It could also be the artist's own website. So the first thing I'm going to do is I want to be in Noodletools and I want to click on the plus beside the new source. And I'm on the web, so this is a website. I think for the things you find online, if it's a book, obviously a whole book that you find online, maybe you're using Google Books, then definitely pick that. But for most things you find online, web page is going to work just fine. It's going to get you to the same point and it's just a little bit easier. So let's click on web page. And the first thing we want to do is we want to put in the URL. So that's pretty easy. The URL is at the top. And then back to Noodletools, I'm going to put that in. The next thing is the date of publication. Okay, so this can be a little hard to find. Now, in this case, I actually do have a date of publication, an exact one. But if you did not have an exact one, you want to look at the very bottom of the page. So as I scroll down to the bottom of the page, usually there is at least a year. So like here, if I didn't have one at the top, I would put 2021. I will come back to that in a minute. But I do actually have an actual date, so I'm going to put that in. So it is August and 20th, 2020. And you can click on today for the date of access. Okay, so the next thing, it says contributors. Now you only fill this out if there is an actual person listed, an actual person. So I need to look at this and I need to say, is this a person? Is there a person's actual name on here? And the answer to this is yes. That is fairly rare, okay, but in this case it is. So I will click on author. I would make sure I did that. I typed that in correctly. So there's that. Now, the web page or document article title. Now, I don't care where you're at. It will definitely have this. So I need to look up at what is the title of this article or what is the title of the page. Sometimes it could just be biography or something like that. A lot of times what I do is I copy and paste, but it will definitely have this in here. Okay. Then the next is the name of the website. Okay, so I get that from right up here from the URL. What is the name of the website? The name of the website is New York Times, NY Times. Here there is a little bit of flexibility here. You could spell out New York Times. And who is the publisher? So once again, I scroll down all the way to bottom, and usually it'll be an about us or something. It'll tell you that. So in this time, it says the New York Times Company. So I'm going to type that in. And it's going to give you little recommendations as I do it. So this tells me in this case, don't retype New York. And also another thing, if the publisher is the same as the website, you don't repeat it. Okay, so now I'm going to hit save. And for the publisher, oh, it's saying I did this wrong. I put that in the wrong place. Isn't that great? It tells me and it helps me fix it. And there I've created my citation. Okay, so say that I'm done. I have looked at comments, so I will be making comments, adding comments onto your citations. You'll see that when you go in on Friday morning, and you'll have those if you've finished by Thursday night. I will add those first thing on Friday morning. But what you now need to do is export it where you can upload it for grading. And the way to do that is here from your sources tab, you see where it says print export. And my recommendation is go to Word Online. You signed in through Clever, so it should work just fine. So you go to Word Online. And then it has been perfectly formatted. If your information was right, you made fixes, it should be just fine. The only thing you need to do then is to change the title of it to consulted. Okay. And then at that point, you can do lots of things. You can download it. You can also get the, you want to make sure you get the proper link for it. So I can view that. So you would grab that, you know, and so you want to hit apply, and then you have your citation. You want to copy the link, and you can submit it that way. You can download it. So I can file download it. I can do a save as to Word and then upload it like that. But one thing you don't want to do, you want to be very nervous about, like, you know, just copying it directly from here. When people copy it directly from here and try to put it in Google Docs, a lot of times you lose your formatting, and the things that are italicized are really important. So keep that in mind. And if you have any questions, contact Ms. Smithfield.